everyone, it's Jess from Meyer Hatchery, and today we are going to be creating our own poultry-inspired version of the viral ghost painting that's been going all over social media. To get started, you're going to need a canvas, and I'm using some of this cardstock that you put into frames for framing photos. You can use a canvas, whatever you want to use. You're just going to need something that you can create your painting on. You're also going to need some lightweight spackle. So this is the brand that I'm using today. And I like using the lightweight one because it's a little bit easier to work with. You're going to need some sort of spatula or spoon to put the spackle on our painting. I'm also going to go one step farther and show how to make this really chickeny. So for our paint, you're going to need some black paint, some red paint, and some orange paint at the minimum. And then we'll talk a little bit about some of the other colors I may use. Our first step is that we're gonna go ahead and we're just going to paint our canvas here. You don't have to, but it's gonna give it more of that fall Halloween look. And I'm just gonna do a quick brush of the black paint. It doesn't even have to be perfect. So now that our canvas is all nice and dry, we're gonna go ahead and add our chickens to our canvas here. And I'm using our spackling here, and I'm gonna use our spoon. And basically I'm just gonna put a good size amount on the back of my spoon like this, and then I'm going to push it into my canvas. I'm starting about halfway down my canvas. I'm going to make that many chickens because, you know, chicken math. And we're going to just basically do a row and then do another row kind of on top and then another row on top. So let's go ahead and do this first row. And there's our first one there. And it's okay if it gets a little thin down here because you're going to be covering this up. So I'm gonna finish this row here. Here is our first row of poultrygeists. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start another row here. The cool thing about this project is you can do like I'm doing here, where I'm kind of stacking our poultry ghosts down at the bottom here. Or you can space them out all over your canvas. It's however you'd like it to look. So let's go ahead and keep going and fill the bottom of our board here. And just to see, here is row 2. And you see I overlap just kind of the bottom part. Basically where the spackling kind of runs out here is kind of how I lined up my next row. Looks like I got about 2 more rows to go. And here is what our board looks like, all full of our little chicken ghost friends here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this dry a little bit, and then we're going to add some poultry touches. Now is the fun part. We need to add our chicken touches. So there's 2 different ways that you can do this. You can go ahead and just paint it after all of your spackling has completely dried. If you want to add some fun dimension, and this is what I really like, is I basically treat my spackling like it's frosting. So I went ahead and I separated it into some cups and I mixed it with a little bit of acrylic paint and I put it into some piping bags without any tips. So I just cut a very small end off of these. This way I can get in and I can add the comb and the beak and the wattle and the eyes really easily, and it just makes our chicken ghost stand up even more. So here's the first row that I did here, and I'm just gonna keep going and work my way all the way down, but I really love how this is coming out. I love the way this came out. It is so fun. And such an easy project. This is something that you can get your whole family involved in. You can change the chickens however you want. It's just overall such a fun project. Hopefully we've given you some inspiration to make your own poultry geist. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below, and happy creating!